Yeah, it's been great, really. You know, coming from Green Bay, I have a lot of experience with it, so it really isn't anything new to me, but it's new to everybody else. You know, it's new to the quarterbacks and figuring out volumes, and but we've been able to use it in the stadium. You know, it allows me to talk to them as they get to the line of scrimmage. You know, communicate the plays with them, and hopefully just be more efficient. You know, so I think it's going to be a good thing for college football. I think it's going to be a good thing for offensive college football because there's going to be a lot more detail, a lot more things you can do offensively when you can talk directly to the quarterbacks. You don't have to have signals you don't have to have 10,000 signals. You know, so I do think when they passed it, I didn't know it was going to happen this fast, to be honest with you, but happy about it, and it's been a pretty smooth transition that way.
John Steffi, Cedar Rapids Gazette, you were mentioning having the 85% of the playbook in. What's kind of been the process of figuring out which things you wanted to implement? I remember you saying last time you had 600 pages of pass plays to choose from.
We have a ton, and there's still a couple that I'd like to put in. I want to get good at the ones we're doing first. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, and we're still in the process of figuring out. You know, each play has each play has 5 routes in it. You know, and it's my job to figure out who runs that route the best to make sure that in the fall I have the right person running that route. You know, so we've really rotated through with different formations and letting everybody have a shot at running a Scar route or a Skinner route or all the different routes that there are. And we're still learning about them, you know, and giving them chances because their first time they're not going to be great at anything. So once again, banking reps and you know, watching the tight ends run the different routes and figure out where to put them in the best. You know, so we're trying to get good at learning what we need to do to be successful in the fall, and not so much learning, you know, trying to alter our system to try to go against our defense. You know, the hardest thing to do is to not try to game plan your own defense as opposed to getting the things in that you know you're going to need in the fall. And that's been hard because there's times like, man, I want to make this adjustment, but we haven't even run the original yet before we start making adjustments. You know, so. It's been hard. I've game planned a couple things, but not many. We're trying to stick true to the system and having the guys learn. But it's been fun. I think we installed the plays we knew we needed, and then we've started to add a couple of the wrinkles, and it's easier to learn. You learn the alphabet, you can write a novel. But if you have to learn the alphabet first, you know, and they're getting there.
Pat, Scott, and Chad.
Hey, Tim, Pat Hardy with Hawk Fanatic from KCJJ Radio. Now that you've had the personnel out on the field for a while, do you feel you have what you need at receiver right now, or do you guys have to be active in the portal this spring and summer?
Well, I think you're always looking. I don't think anyone ever turns a blind eye to that thing at any position. You know, I think everyone has plans, and Coach and Tyler will figure out which ones we move on. But we're always actively looking everywhere. You know, but I've been happy with our guys. You know, they've been. So there's some speed there. We got a little bit of size there. We're young but getting better. I've been impressed. Caleb's been impressive. Weege has been extremely explosive. Young Bowie's been doing a great job. So I do think we have some talent there. Albeit young talent. I've had young wide receivers everywhere I've been. In fact, I mean, at Green Bay, I think we're the youngest receiving corps in the history of, you know, it was all rookies and a couple sophomores. And we didn't have a tight end on our team that wasn't a rookie. So I'm not afraid of that as long as they work, and they have been, and a long way to go. But it's there. We just got to continue to bring it out of them.
Scott Doctorman with The Athletic. I wanted to ask you about quarterback.
Yeah.
And obviously the number 1 quarterback is only able to do limited dropbacks. Yeah,
nothing. Nothing is the answer. Yeah.
How has that impacted what you're trying to do, knowing that right now the number 1 starter isn't able to go through a full practice and physically?
Yeah, it's been it's been hard on Cade. I mean, he wants to go so bad. He'll get cleared here, I think, in the next couple months from to be on his plan that he needs to be on. And it's been fun to be able to do a couple individual drills with him, and he's fighting through, you know, all the frustration of wanting to be out there. But with the rest of them, I mean, we have to get all 11 players ready to go. So I'm calling plays that we're going to call in the fall, and you know, Deke and Marco. Whether they're ready for those plays or not, you know, that's what practice is for. You know, I put them in some tough spots. We've done a ton of 2-minute drill, a ton of third downs. Those are the things that come along. Red zone offense, third downs, and 2-minute they take months. You know, even when you have veteran players, even when they know what we're doing, and and they don't even know yet, right? And we've done a ton of them, so we put those guys in some tough situations, and it's the best way to learn. Learn in the fire. And so they've had some rough days. They've had some good days. If we could stay in 1st and 10 and stay ahead of the chains, it's a lot easier to play quarterback. But the receivers, the O-line, they need the reps. So whoever was going to go in there was going to be by the plan for moving this offense forward, and trying to develop them at the fastest pace we can. So I called it as if Cade was in there, really because of the other 10 guys in there. If I was calling a game with each and every guy as I'm learning about them, I would probably call certain situations differently, but that doesn't help the other 10 guys in the fall. We're gonna have to be aggressive at times, and so it's been that was kind of the plan, the mindset going in.
Chad Lystico, Des Moines Register, following up on Scott's question about the QBs. It sounds like Deacon from our interviews was getting most of the 1 reps. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so what did you see from both he and Marco? And I mean, there's definitely a lot of, you may not be aware of this, but a lot of outside hope that Iowa brings in a quarterback from the portal. So what did you see enough to feel good about the 2 spot on your QB line from both those guys? Maybe give me your reflections there.
It's early to tell, I think, the plan going in, Deacon has more experience, and so he can go through a progression a little bit more comfortably right now than Marco can. Marco needs more reps. He's a young kid and he's got talent. So Marco's taken all the 2s and the 3s. I mean, he's gotten more reps for his own development. I know it's like drinking through a fire hose, but I put him out there on purpose. And I told him we had to talk about it beforehand, that this is my plan for you, and it's going to be tough at times. There's more people, sometimes go in the wrong direction with his huddle,
Sure.
and he has to deal with the ramifications of a guard going the wrong way and a 3 technique in the backfield all of a sudden, and so it's been really good for him. I said, I know it's going to be hard, but you need the reps, So I think it's been good. They've been playing good. They got a long way to go. This is a totally new system. Mentally, we got to be sharper. Our feet need to be better. I do think we've improved, but we're not even close to where we need to be there. And I'm always going to be hard on them that way. And but we do. We have a long way to go. But I do think they've been working hard at it. And I think the game with this offense is slowing down a little bit for both of them, and it's going to give them a chance to have more success.